What is adaptive bodywork and why it might be right for you? Most people think bodywork is about fixing something. Fixing pain, fixing posture, fixing a problem that feels broken. That assumption is understandable, but it's also where most people get stuck. Because the human body doesn't actually change by being fixed. It changes by reorganizing. Adaptive bodywork is not a treatment that does something to you. It is a process that works with your nervous system and structure to restore the conditions in which your body can adapt on its own. In simple terms, adaptive bodywork restores the relationship between structure, perception, and nervous system regulation. That distinction matters. Your body is not passive. It is constantly sensing, predicting, and adjusting. Pain, stiffness, limited movement, or recurring injuries are rarely isolated mechanical problems. They are expressions of how your nervous system has learned to organize itself over time. Adaptive bodywork addresses that organization. Rather than chasing symptoms, this work looks at the whole system. How your structure supports you, how your connective tissue distributes load, how your nervous system regulates tone and effort, how perception shapes movement and posture. When those elements come back into coherence, change happens naturally, and often quickly. What does that feel like? Most people don't describe it as being fixed. They describe it as coming back online. More space, less effort, movement that feels quieter and more efficient. A sense that their body is finally working with them, not against them. Often people say, "I feel like myself again," or maybe myself for the first time. Adaptive bodywork is especially appropriate for people who have already tried to solve their issues by force. People who have trained harder, stretched more, strengthened endlessly, seen multiple practitioners, and yet something still feels unresolved. This work is not about doing more. It's about doing what actually changes the system. It's also particularly relevant for people who are active, curious, and unwilling to accept decline as inevitable. Athletes, professionals, people who expect their body to support their life, not limit it. People who understand that aging is not the problem. Loss of adaptability is. What adaptive bodywork is not is just as important as what it is. It is not a quick fix. It is not passive. And it is not about chasing relief without responsibility. The session opens a window. What you do with that window determines how much you keep. If you're looking for someone to fix you while you stay the same, this probably isn't the right fit. If this way of thinking resonates, if it feels like it finally explains things you've sensed but couldn't name, the next step is simply to experience it. Not because it promises miracles, but because it respects the intelligence of your body. Adaptive bodywork isn't about fixing you. It's about restoring your capacity to adapt.